the edict that came down from the Canadian Football League on Tuesday that if you are an unvaccinated player, you are not traveling across this country come playoff time. You're not playing, you're not traveling, and you damn sure aren't being paid. And have you ever roomed in the same room with me, Darren? You know that I have SportsCenter on a loop all morning long. So I've seen Dave Naylor. Yeah, you do too? I've seen Dave Naylor cover this like 4 times, the same report. They're talking about busing players that are unvaccinated and what a logistical that nightmare that'll be come Grey Cup time, let alone certain geographical rivals like Winnipeg, Vancouver. Really? So I saw the initial report. I think it came from Dave Naylor, and people are up in arms over this. And I can't believe that we are so many months into this. Whatever it is, stop counting. What's the holdup at this point of getting vaccinated? My God. Come on. What? You are very clearly making a choice that if you don't want to get vaccinated, that is your choice. But it's the employers and the league's right to demand it, to play and to work. Is it not? Why, Darren, please, to this dumb farm kid here, tell me why this is such a big problem, because I don't understand it.
Because it's so delicate, because you get into this, not freedom of speech, but my body, my choice, and making sure that everybody is not forced into doing something they don't believe in and they don't want to do. So I want to respect that, but at the same time, you're right. It's the CFL and the team's choice to say if you're not vaccinated, you can't play. It's not a right. Nobody's born with the right to play in the Canadian Football League or it's a privilege, and you have to earn it, and there's things you have to go through to get there. You have to wear certain footwear, and you got to wear a certain jersey and helmet and all those types of things. And unfortunately, now you're in that situation where you have to be vaccinated. And we've known this is coming, though, for a little while. We didn't know exactly what the league was going to do in terms of, the rules on this and how players were going to be able to travel. But we knew the flight requirements were going to be there, and these teams travel by air. So you're right. And the Naylor report has teams looking at maybe busing. And I believe, I'm not 1,000% certain, but I believe you can't just bus the 4 players who aren't vaccinated. The whole team's got to travel together. So that we're talking about almost 2,000 kilometers if you want to go from east to west, right? The bus to the games. That's your whole practice week. What are you going to stop on the side of the road in some farmer's field for a 90-minute practice and then back on the bus to make sure you get to Hamilton in time for your football game? Especially if there's a crossover. It's a lot. Regina to Winnipeg, no big deal. Edmonton to Calgary, no big deal. But what about Vancouver to Winnipeg, or, Regina to Winnipeg, or even Regina Edmonton's 8 hours? So it's a big concern right now in the CFL.
Oh, there are a lot of big concerns in the CFL. And actually, I was thinking about this morning as I was climbing into the shower. I was like, this isn't a hassle the CFL needs. They got enough problems, let alone players that refuse to get vaccinated. And I'm doing my best, I really am, to just sit back and enjoy the games, because we had the poll question the other day, are you entertained by CFL football? And over 70% said yes. You and I both voted yes. But there are so many issues behind the scenes, which every league has, by the way, but I'm just trying to not delve into those. This is one major issue that the CFL doesn't need. And then you look at the Trevor Harris trade on Sunday, the star quarterback for Edmonton being shipped to Montreal. It's been brought up that he's not vaccinated. That might have had something to do with his trade. Oh, really? Well, the general manager isn't either. So, what a friggin' schmozzle this whole thing is. And then, I want to say something else, too, for those that just tuned in. Someone with the Calgary Stampeders helped me land this signed Bo Levi Mitchell jersey. And I'm not joking. I don't really want to give it up. I'll tell you that it's better looking than I thought it would be, Moose. I really, thanks to you guys going to the widescreen there. It is signed by my guy, Bo. And I just thought how nice it is. I did a hashtag CFL Strong, that we could come together to promote this league and work together. And it just seems like so many people want to be divisive. And on the topic of my body, my choice.
Yep.
a lot of those people saying that are devout Christians. I'm a believer. Believe I am. I've turned my life over. But I will say to those that are so staunch on my body, my choice, how are you on abortion? I'll wait. Because usually, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
They're not pro-choice. But in this case, they are. So it seems like a whole lot of stubbornness to me, to be frank, why this is such a headache in the Canadian Football League. Hey, do we have Gregor logged in yet, Clark? Not yet? Okay. Any last thoughts on that, Moose, before I let you go, and we'll bring you back a little later on?
No, I mean, we're going to see as we get closer either teams announcing that they're 100% vaccinated, or we'll start seeing, because the travel is going to be well documented, who this is going to be an issue for. And let me tell you, we get into a crossover situation in this league, or, you look at long travel, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out and what type of advantages certain teams are going to have here come the end of November.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.